Morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, dear participants. We are going to start the session very soon. Already the resource person has joined for the session. We are going to start the session.
Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. So goes the popular adage. And a very happy morning to all those present here and online to the penultimate day of the 6-day FDP organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of the National College, Jayanagar. I now call upon my colleague, Professor Indrabai, Head, Department of Mathematics, to introduce and welcome the chief guest. On to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Day 5 National Level Faculty Development Program, Out-Based Education, Teaching, Learning and Assessment. We are honored to have such a distinguished speaker, Dr. Praveen Patil, with us. Today's event promises an engaging and enlightening experience for all of us. Let's open our minds and hearts to new ideas as we come together to learn new facts and share knowledge. I would like to warmly welcome today's speaker, Dr. Praveen Patil, Director, Accreditation and Compliance, Sri Vile Parle Kelavani Mandal's Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies, SVKMS NMIMS Mumbai, IIT Roorkee, who have generously agreed to share their expertise with us. Let's all take the advantage of this opportunity to grow and learn together. Dr. Patil has done PhD and M.Tech from IIT Roorkee. He has more than 22 years of teaching and research experience in mechanical engineering. Recently, he took over the responsibility of Director, Accreditation and Compliance at SVKMS NMIMS deemed to be University, Mumbai campus with effect from July 1st, 2023. Before joining NMIMS, he was associated with Graphic Era, deemed to be University, Dehradun, as Joint Director in Ranking and Accreditation. He has administrative experience of more than 15 years in the capacity of HOD, COE, Dean in Research and Development, Director IQAC, Director Ranking and Accreditation, etc. His research and teaching areas are mechanical vibration, finite element analysis, etc. He has more than 200 research publications in Scopus and web science journals and conferences. H index is more than 25, I-10 index 70, and citations are more than 2,300. I welcome our beloved principal, Dr. B. Suresha, and Vice Principal, Professor Chelvappa, for motivating us in organizing this program. I welcome all the online and offline participants for this program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Indrabai, for your introduction and welcome speech. May I now request our speaker of the day, Professor Dr. Praveen Patil, to take on the session, please. So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning to all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Okay. So I would like to give my sincere thanks to the management, National College. And let us start with the outcome-based education, which is nowadays very hot subject for all of us in terms of NEP, in terms of accreditation, in terms of all the regulatory bodies. So let us start. So I am just sharing my screen. Screen is visible to all?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. So let us understand in India what is OBE and accreditation. So we'll start with this. So in India, outcome-based education and what is the significance of accreditation? So in response to the need for standardization of education systems and processes, many higher education institutions shifted attention and efforts towards implementing the outcome-based education, which is called OBE. The shift to OBE has been propelled predominantly because it is used as a framework by international and local academic accreditation bodies. Now, implementation of OBE in higher technical education also started in India. Now, the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, all of you are familiar with the NAC, and the National Board of Accreditation, that is NBA, which is predominantly used by engineering and MBA colleges, pharmacy colleges, and are autonomous bodies for promoting global quality standards for technical education in India. And NBA has started accrediting only the programs running in with OBE from 2013. Okay. Similarly, NAC is going to accredit that. NAC has introduced OBE from 2017 onwards. Now, outcome-based education, as defined by SPADI, means clearly focusing and organizing everything in an educational system around what is essential for all students to be able to do successfully at the end of their learning experience. Okay. So outcome-based education is a model of education that deviates from the traditional focus on what the institution provides to the students in favor of making students demonstrate that they know and are able to do on completion of course or program. Consequently, this approach signifies a shift in paradigm of system of education from teaching to learning. Okay, so there is no single specified style of teaching or assessment in OBE. All educational activities carried out in OBE should help the student achieve the set goals. The faculty may adapt the role of instructor, trainer, facilitator, and or mentor based on the outcomes targeted. Now, the OBE approach is a continuous process of education wherein the curriculum, teaching, and learning strategies, assessment tools are improved continuously. The OBE learning process can be stated into 4 steps. So the first step is plan, that is syllabus writing, review. The course learning outcomes are aligned with ELGA and PU and student outcomes. Okay. Now the syllabi reflect strategies, that is learning plan, for achieving the outcomes as well as for measuring the outcomes, that is assessment. Now the second step is implement, that is course delivery. Now carry out the learning plan and strategies plan for producing the outcomes. Then the third step is measure, assess, that is assessment. So carry out the strategies plan for measuring the learning outcomes and the objectives, collect this data and analyze it to determine the result, that is assessment phase. So this phase is where feedback is obtained. And the last step is respond, improve, that is continuous quality improvement. So determine what needs to be changed to make improvements. These changes are the basis of new or revised outcomes and objectives for the next cycle of the process. So this process can be looked at on a program or a course level. So all these phases are at program level. Now, what is the OBE philosophy? OBE philosophy is OBE implementation has, these are the steps, that is define vision and mission statement, define program educational objectives, program outcomes as per NBA or as per UGC, define program specific outcomes. Okay. Now your program means your BA, BSc, BCA, BBA, all these are called programs. Now, just better. Now, this program outcomes, program specific outcomes, you define the course objective, then map the courses with the
The
PO and
syntax
PSO.
goes down.
Yes.
The stop.
Hello. Yeah, am I audible? So in this case,
Yes, sir.
this program outcomes, and so first of all, define the course objectives, then map the courses with the PO and PSO, then define course outcomes for each course using Bloom's taxonomy that we are going to see in the coming slides, then map topics with course outcomes, and then prepare the lecture-wise course plan, course lecture plan, define pedagogical tools for courses outcome delivery. Now these pedagogical tools you need to define the rubrics for tutorial, practical, seminar, mini project, final year project. Use learning management tools such as Moodle for assignments or quizzes. Then measurement of CO attainment through direct and indirect method. Track student performance, identify the gap, adopt suitable measures to bridge the gap, content beyond syllabus coverage, test course feedback, etc. So based on this measurement of CO, then we will go for measurement of PO attainment through direct and indirect method. Compare the PO and PSO for last 3 academic years and the remedial actions. Okay. So this is the OB implementation steps. What is the first step? So outcome-based education is a student-centric learning model that helps teachers to plan the course delivery and assessment. It is implemented as per the following steps. What is the first step? Define vision statement, mission statement for the institute and the department. Define program educational objectives. Then graduate attributes, program outcomes and program-specific outcomes statement. Define course objectives. Map courses with program outcomes at suitable level of Bloom's taxonomy. Define course outcomes with Bloom's taxonomy for each course. Map topics with course outcomes. Prepare lecture-wise course lesson plan. Define pedagogical tools for course outcomes delivery. Then define rubrics for tutorial, practical, seminar, mini project, final year project. Use learning management tools such as Moodle for assignment, quizzes, content beyond syllabus coverage, test, course feedback. Measure the attainment of each CO through direct, indirect assessment. Track the student performance, identify gaps in curriculum and adopt suitable measures to bridge the gap. Compare the program outcomes, program-specific outcomes for last 3 academic years and propose remedial actions. Assess the attainment of program educational objectives. So all these steps cover the outcome-based education implementation. Now, establishing the vision and mission statement of any institute should be the first and foremost step when implementing the OBE. Now, how it should be? Now, the vision statement states the current and future objective of the department. Vision statement is intended as a guide to help the department make decisions that align with its philosophy and declared set of goals. The statement gives a vivid picture of an ambitious, desirable future state of an organization. Its purpose is to inspire to act as a guide for decision making and planning. So these are the characteristics of vision statement. It should be short, it should be simple, distinguishing, achievable, giving clear idea, okay? And then link to organizational needs, values, and activity, right? Then mission. The mission statement should define the broad purposes the program department is aiming to achieve, describe the community, the program department is designed to serve, and state the values and guiding principles which define its standards. So formation of the vision, mission, and PO is an iterative process which involves all the stakeholders of the program. And these are the following steps which are established to form a vision mission of any department. So take vision and mission of the institute as the basis. This is the first step. Then conducts brainstorming session with the faculty on the skill set required by the local and global employers, industry, advances in technology and R&D. Prepare the draft copy of the vision and mission of the department. Take views, feedback from external stakeholders, board of studies, and other academic advisory committee on the draft of vision and mission. Review the revised statement and check the consistency with the vision and mission of the institute. That is a SWOT analysis. So in this way, you can formulate a vision mission of your department, okay, with reference to vision mission of the institute. Now, institute vision and mission. This is one of the example. To create world-class quality engineers and technocrats capable of providing leadership in all spheres of life and society. This is a vision mission of one of the engineering college. Okay, mission with respect to now to achieve this vision. What are the mission? The mission is to provide quality education in technical and allied disciplines, to organize and arrange innovative courses in engineering and technology, to arrange vocational courses in the upcoming field and innovative subjects to meet the global advancement, to promote research in the field of technology and science. Then department vision and mission. to prepare professionally competent electrical engineers for global industrial requirement and social needs. Then mission is impart. Now mission 1 is impart state-of-the-art technical education at UG, PG and PhD level through good academic support and facilities, that is academic development. Then mission 2 is keep pace with the latest technological development in the domain, that is R&D activities. Then mission 3 is effective interaction with industries, academia and stakeholders, that is industrial and societal needs. And mission 4, provide training on soft skills, managerial skills and professional ethics for overall development of students and society in an ethical manner. So this is a human potential development. So you have included all the aspects to achieve the vision and in a mission statement, that is academic development, R&D activities, industrial and societal needs and human potential development. Okay, so in this way you can formulate a vision and mission of your department. Now PEOs, objectives of OBE reflected in PEOs. Okay, how to achieve these PEOs, that is program educational objectives, outcomes. First, preparation, successful in technical profession, then core competence, that is subject knowledge, then take the bread, that is comprehend, analyze, design and create products and solutions for real life problems in the society, professionalism and learning environment. Okay, so PEOs are broad. Okay, then it should have knowledge, skill and aptitude are the 3 behavior elements based on which POs are constructed. POs are broad marketing statements. POs describe the career and professional accomplishment that the program is preparing graduates to accomplish after 3 to 5 years of graduation. POs are promise made by the institute to the stakeholders. Then POs should be measurable, appropriate, realistic and achievable. Okay, so these are the requirement of the POs, and keeping in view all these points, you can formulate a POs. Now the process of defining POs of the department. So take the feedback from various stakeholders, graduate attributes defined by NBA, and in your case it is UGC, committee members, that is BOS, academic council, board of management. So vision and mission of the department is the basis, okay, to formulate a POs. Then preparation, core competence, breadth, professionalism, leadership and lifelong learning. So 3 to 5 POs you can formulate based on all these aspects. Then consideration of social and environmental issues, that is sustainable values and ethics. So PO mission, PO and curriculum, program outcomes. So this decides the mapping. Now the draft copy of POs of the department is revised based on the inputs from the stakeholders, and consistency with the vision and mission of the department is checked each time. Okay, so these are the examples of the POs. That is PO 1. Graduate will have successful careers in core and allied fields of electrical engineering. Graduate will have technical and analytical abilities and skills suitable to cater to industrial and societal needs. Graduates will follow professional ethics and display an attitude of continuous learning. Okay. Then mapping this mission statement with program educational objectives. Now the program educational objectives should fall in line with the mission statement. The BOS of the department is to establish consistency of the PEOs with the mission of the department. There are distinct elements of the mission statement such as academic development, industrial and societal needs, human potential development, so that we have already discussed. Now these key elements capture some key aspects of the PEO statements. So on the basis of this, the correlation is established between the PEOs and such a distinct element of mission statement. The correlation is quantified. The correlation level need to be entered as 1 or 2 or 3. 1 means that the correlation is low, slight. 2 means that the correlation is moderate, and 3 means that the correlation is substantial or is very high. So to ensure the proper mapping of this mission and PEO, the following table is required to be prepared by taking inputs from various stakeholders. Okay, so this is the mapping of the mission statement with the PEOs. Okay, this is PEO 1, successful technical and professional careers. Okay, that is a preparation. So what is your mission statement 1? Academic development, then R&D activities, industrial and societal needs, human potential. So based on the relevance, you can take the feedback from all the stakeholders and do the mapping in this way. Similarly for PEO 2, that is lifelong learning, what is the correlation for M1, M2, M3, M4? In this way, you prepare the mission statement for your program. Then graduate attributes, program outcome, and PSO statement. These are the components of the OBE. So let us start with the graduate attributes. Graduate attributes are exemplars of the qualities and attributes expected of a graduate from an accredited program. Okay. So graduate attributes are the components indicative of graduates' potential to acquire competence to practice at the appropriate level. So this is about the graduate attributes. Then program outcomes. Program outcomes are statements that describe what students are expected to know and be able to do upon graduating from the program. These relate to the skills, knowledge, analytical ability, attitude, and behavior that students acquire through the program at the end of 4 years, at the end of 3 years, based on the program. Now, the POs are essentially indicate what the student can do from the knowledge acquired by them during the program. So as such, program outcomes define the professional profile of an engineering graduate. This is for engineering. So NBA has defined the following 12 POs for an engineering graduate and are applicable to all engineering programs. Okay. So this is for B.Tech or B, Bachelor of Engineering or Bachelor of Technology. The program outcome 1 is engineering knowledge. Program outcome 2 is problem analysis. Program outcome 3 is design and development of solutions, conduct investigations of complex problems, modern tool usage, the engineer and the society. Then program 7 is environment and sustainability, ethics, individual and teamwork, then communication. Program outcome 11 is project management and finance. Program outcome 12 is lifelong learning. So these are the 12 outcomes which are based on the Washington Accord and which is followed by our National Board of Accreditation for Engineering, Management, and Computer Application Programs. Okay. Then program specific outcomes. So based on these program outcomes, you can derive the program specific outcomes. So program specific outcomes are statements that describe what the graduates of a specific engineering program should be able to do. PSOs characterize the specificity of a core courses of the program. The POs are important as a guideline when developing or revising the course outcome. PSOs are defined based on the center of excellence of the department. Generally, 2 to 4 program-specific outcomes that the graduates of the program will attain should be defined for each department. Okay, each department means each program. Now, course outcomes. It is a detailed description of what a student must be able to do at the end of a course. Course means here subject. Okay, that subjects you are going to teach to students. So COs are the statement of knowledge, skills, attitude that students are expected to know, understand, and perform as a result of learning experiences. Okay, so course outcomes remains the base of hierarchy of outcome and is the tools that can be used to measure student performance in each course. Now, the course outcomes need to be concise descriptions of what learning is expected to take place by course completion. It should be narrow and measurable statement. Well-written COs facilitate the faculty in measuring the achievement of the CO at the end of the semester. So it also helps the faculty in designing suitable delivery and assessment method to achieve the design COs. So new COs are developed when a new course is offered. Okay. Now, how we will write and frame the COs. So well-written CO facilitates the faculty in measuring the achievement of the CO at the end of the semester. So the CO statement are defined by considering the course content covered in each module of the course. Focus on learning that results from the course rather than describing activities or lessons that are in the course. Okay. So create statement that have student focus rather than an instructor. For every course, there may be 5 to 6 course outcomes. And the keywords used to define COs are based on Bloom's taxonomy. Okay. It also helps the faculty in designing suitable delivery and assessment methods to rules to develop COs. The rules to develop COs are smart. That is, it should be time bounded. Okay. It should be time bounded. It should be specific, realistic, achievable, measurable, and time bounded. Okay. So in this way, you can design your CO for a specific subject. So it should be specific that student can state what they should be able to achieve from reading the outcomes of your any subject. Measurable. Students can be able to recognize when they have achieved the outcomes. Achievable. It is genuinely possible to complete the outcomes in the time and with the resources available. It should be realistic. Outcomes are appropriate for the student and time bounded, means outcomes have a time limit for completion. Now, action verbs for course outcome, that is Bloom's revised taxonomy. Now, what this Bloom's revised taxonomy says, there are 6 levels of cognitive learning according to the revised version of Bloom's taxonomy. So each level is conceptually different. The 6 levels are remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So Bloom's taxonomy is frequently used in writing the course outcomes as it provides a ready-made structure and list of action verbs. All level of Bloom's taxonomy of thinking skills can be incorporated into expected learning out statements. Recently, this Anderson adapted Bloom's model to include language that is oriented towards the language uses expected learning outcome statements. So the summary of Anderson and revised version of Bloom's taxonomy of critical thinking is provided like this. So you can start with the remember, that is recognizing and recalling the facts, understanding what the fact is, apply the facts, rules and concepts and ideas, analyze, breaking down information into component parts, evaluate, urging the values of information or idea, create, that is combining parts to make new model. So this is the all levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Okay. So all these action verbs should come in your course outcome. So let us start with the remembering. So can a student recall or remember information? Okay. Understanding. Can a student explain idea or concept? Applying. Can a student use information in new way? Analyzing. Can a student differentiate between different? Evaluate. Can a student justify a process, statement or decision? And create. Can a student create new points of view? Okay. So in this way, your course outcome should be defined and crystal clear to understand the content of your syllabus, to understand of students. So this is, in order to know something, you must first remember it. Okay, this is the first level. Okay. Then second one is, once you remember it, you can then understand it. Then the third level is, once you understand it, you can apply your knowledge and act upon it. Then fourth is, once you apply it, you are then able to analyze it. And the fifth level is, once you analyze, you are able to evaluate. And the sixth one, once you evaluate, you have reached the highest level of Bloom's creating. Okay. So in this way, you can think of developing your COs for your particular course or particular subject. Okay. So for example, find meaning, state your own words. How would you apply what you learn to develop? What inference can you develop here? Assess the values importance. Can you propose an alternative? So in this way, you can think. Okay. So there are lower order thinking skills based on the Bloom's taxonomy of critical thinking. Lower order thinking skills have 3 levels. That is remembering, understanding, and applying. All these are lower order thinking skills. Then higher order thinking skills. The higher order thinking skills include analyzing, evaluating, and creating. It consists of complex thinking that achieves more than the basic recall of facts. Higher order thinking skills enable students to retain information, learn, apply problem solving solutions to the real world problems. Okay. So in this way, this is the lower order thinking skill, that is remembering, understanding, applying, and higher order thinking skills are analyzing, evaluating. Now the sample list of action words that can be used when creating the expected student learning outcomes related to critical thinking skills in a course. We can start with this lower order of thinking. So for remember, you can use the word of define, describe, list, state, match, tabulate, okay, record, label, choose. For understand, you can use explain, describe, interpret, summarize, compare, discuss. For apply, you can use solve, apply, illustrate, calculate, sketch, prepare. Okay. And for the higher order thinking, you can use analyze, compare, classify, distinguish, explain, differentiate, apprise, conclude, discourse, or for evaluate, you can use the similar action words like reframe, criticize, judge, recommend, grade, measure, taste, evaluate, choose. And the last level, that is 6, you can use for create, design, create, plan, formulate, invent, develop, organize, produce, and compile. So in this way, you can use this simple sample list of action words to formulate your COs. Now, to process the maintain of quality of the course outcomes, the process is after the course subject allotment from the department, identify the expected learning outcome from the course. That is, what knowledge or skills from this course will student will acquire to perform well in future. Make a list of learning outcomes first. Look over the list and check the most important learning outcomes. Identify 4 to 6 most important learning outcomes from the course using the action verbs of the learning levels that we have discussed in last slide. It should be related to the skills, knowledge, and behavior that student will acquire through the course. Check how clear and how important are the statement of the outcomes for the students. Check each of the most important outcomes identified against the list of the program outcomes stated by the NBA or the UGC for your program. How many are on the list of key competencies of the program outcomes? Existing COs are revised upon feedback from stakeholders or during the cycle of curriculum review. Okay. So this is the reference CO, last year CO curriculum, then the write, draft, modify CO. Okay. Then this is by course instructor, CO verification by course committee, and approval by OBE coordinator. Okay. So in this way, these are the steps to formulate any course outcome. So observations are for the theory courses. While writing the COs, restrict between Bloom's level 1 to level 4. For the laboratory courses, while composing COs, restrict between Bloom's level 1 to level 5. For mini project and major projects, extend up to Bloom's level 6 while composing COs. Okay. So in this way, you can, these are the guidelines, but this is not a fixed guideline. You can use your based on your committee members and the requirement of your subject. These are the examples of the course outcomes. So relation between PO and CO, CO-PO mapping. So before developing the relationship between the CO and PO, it is necessary to understand the action verbs used in the PO statements. Okay. Now the table shows the PO with action verbs and corresponding Bloom level. Now for PO, and this is with respect to engineering. Okay, remember. So the program outcome 1, the action verb use is apply. That is keyword. And in Bloom's level for PO, the Bloom's level will be L3. That is level 3. There apply is mentioned. So for PO2, it is identify, formulate, review. So this shows the L2, L6, and L2 level of the Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, PO3 is design and development. So there it shows the L6, L3, and L6 level. So in this way, you can identify and you can correlate your PO and Bloom's taxonomy of CO. Then the course outcome should be mapped with at least one of the PO. That is, all POs can be adequately addressed through the selection of the course outcome and their COs. When designing the COs, faculty handling the course should map their COs to the appropriate PO in order to ensure that all POs are delivered through the period of study. Okay, so write the COs for a course and see what extent each of those COs correlate with the PO. So this is for, then what is the process of CO-PO mapping? Now the process for that guideline, you can use most of the time the appropriate keyword of the PO and CO is sufficient for mapping. Okay, so you should understand the keywords between the PO and the CO that is sufficient for mapping. The various mapping levels for the CO and PO mapping is assigned on a 4-point scale. That is, dash is for no correlation, 1 is for slight correlation, 2 is for moderate correlation, that is medium level, and 3 is that is for substantial correlation, that is high level. So in order to complete the CO-PO articulation matrix, the first step is to identify the keywords of the PO and PSO to each CO and then make a corresponding mapping table assigning correlation levels at the corresponding level. This correlation level to CO-PO matrix can be assigned as given in table below. That is, this is the action verbs, keywords used in writing the COs, and this is the mapping level. Okay. So keywords, action verbs of the course outcomes is not related to action verbs of the program outcomes. So you mention the dash. Part of the PO is reflected through keywords, action verbs of the course outcomes. You slightly mention it is a low level mapping. Major part of the PO is reflected through keywords, action verbs, and moderate level performance is expected from student. To achieve that CO, you mention 2. Exact action verb of PO and critical performance expected from student to achieve CO, then mention the 3. So in this way, you can map the CO PO mapping. Now this is the sample table of any subject. Okay, this is the subject of engineering. So you can just see CO1 is explain the construction and working principles of electrical and electronic measurement and measuring instrument. This is a CO1 statement. So if you see this engineering knowledge, the PO1 is high, is here the level is 3. That is it is significantly matching with the COPO mapping. Then this PO2 is problem analyze. Here you can give 2, that is it is at moderate level. Then ethics and this individual teamwork, and then this communication, here the level is low. And in other case it is dash dash dash. Okay, there is no correlation. So in this way you can do the mapping of each CO with respect to all the PO and PSOs. Then setting target attainment. Okay, now this is one of the important steps, how we are going to set the target for the COPO mapping, and how we can understand the student has clearly understand the outcomes of your course outcomes. So target level for attainment of COs can be set initially based on average marks of that course in the last 3 previous academic years. However, it can also be based on some threshold, that is minimum passing criteria, or some other threshold level, that is 60% or maximum marks allocated to CO. Okay, so average marks of the course in the last 3 previous academic year and minimum passing criteria. So by both ways or either way, you can fix your target for the CO attainment. Then based on that, if you see the average percentage result in 3, so less than 40%, the target is 40%. Above 40%, but less than 50%, the target is 50%. Above 50% means the target is 60%, and above 70%, the target is 70%. So in this way, you can define the target for each CO of your subject. Okay. For example, the target for all courses outcomes can be greater than or 60% of the maximum marks allocated to CO. So in this way also, you can calculate your attainment. So level of attainment is here, 3 levels of attainment are taken as low, medium, and high. These 3 levels of attainment can be defined as follows. So the first one, we define the target. What is that? Percentage of CO attainment, that is percentage of students scored marks equal or more than the X percentage of marks allocated for the CO. Okay. Now, if you see, if the percentage of CO attained is equal to 60%, then attainment level is 3. If the percentage of CO attainment is equal to 50%, then attainment level is 2. And if the percentage of CO attainment is equal to 40%, then attainment level is 1. So this is the attainment and target level relationship. Okay? Then next is targets can be set for each CO of the course separately. Okay, so this is the threshold target for individual CO. You can also set different targets: 60%, 75%, 65%, 80%, 70%. Okay, based on your observations in the previous semesters and based on the level of the students you have in your class. So procedure for computation of CO attainment. So course outcomes will be attained through direct and indirect method. Okay. Now the direct attainment will be the following criteria considered in direct attainment, that is conduction of 2 mid-semester examinations based on the COs. Okay, remember this. Then class performance activities like assignments, tutorials, skill-based mini projects, quizzes, case studies related to COs, and end-term examination. So if you see in 3 stages, you are going to do the direct attainment, that is the conduction of 2 mid-semester examination, class performance activities, and end-term examination. And the proportional weightage of the above criteria are as per the institute academic regulation. So you can, your academic council, your board of studies can define across all departments. Okay. Then indirect attainment is feedback from student on the framed questionnaire, course and seminar, 1 minute paper writing. So in this way, you can define indirect attainment procedure. Now, direct assessment tools. The various internal assessment tools should be an alignment with the COs for different subjects. All the assessment are mapped to action verbs so that they help to measure the performance of the students. Now, question paper should be so set to assess all COs. Okay, this is very important. The marks obtained in the assessment against items for each CO will indicate the CO attainment. Faculty can set targets for each CO of his or her course attainment gaps can therefore be identified. Faculty can plan to reduce attainment gaps or enhance attainment targets. So the common format of program Excel sheet prepared initially being used for finding the attainment of the COs. Each course faculty computes the attainment as per the appropriate assessment, and you can design a simple Excel sheet to get the COPO attainment for each department. Okay. So this is the sample measurement of CO attainment. The course outcome is measured through the performance of the student in various assessment tools for particular course. The first step is to collect the marks obtained by the student in each assessment tool. Also, mapping of CO to the question asked is done, shown in the sample sheet given below. So what is the first step? First step is collection of data for the mid-semester one, which is question-wise. This is question-wise and CO-wise. Then mid-semester 2, that is question, if there are 5 questions and 4 questions attempted by the student. So these are the COs which are correlated to the question. So then quiz marks and end sem marks. So in this way, you can just collect the data for each student, for each CO. Okay. Then second step is computation of percentage of CO attainment. Now, how you are going to calculate this? So after mapping the questions to the course outcomes, it is required to set the reference or benchmark for each CO. For example, if it is set to 60%, then all those students will be considered for computation of percentage of CO attainment who has score greater than or equal to 60% of maximum marks allocated to that CO. Once the benchmark threshold is set, then percentage attainment is computed by counting the number of students who have reached the benchmark, and the formula used for computation of CO attainment by any assessment tool uses percentage of CO attainment. You can calculate using number of students score marks equal and above threshold divided by total number of students appear in the assessment into 100. So in this way, you can calculate the percentage of CO attainment. So this is the example for that. Okay, mid-semester 1, 2, then quiz, assignment, and end semester examination. Okay, CO1, CO2, CO3. So in this way, you can achieve your CO percentage. Now, procedure for attainment of CO. What is the procedure? Course outcomes will be attained through direct and indirect method. Direct method consists of 2 internal tests, class performance activities, and external exam marks will be considered. And indirect attainment will be, we consider the feedback of the student, parent, alumni, and parent on the frame questionnaire. Okay. So assessment of course outcome will be direct assessment weightage is 80% and indirect assessment weightage is 20%. So continuous assessment is 30% and end semester exam is 70%. It may vary based on institute to institute. Okay. And your academic council board of studies recommendation. Indirect assessment weightage is 20%. It is course end survey. You may give weightage to 50%. Course end seminar is 25%. And 1 minute paper writing is 25%. So in this way, you can divide your direct assessment weightage and indirect assessment weightage and attend the CO. Now mapping questions with course outcomes at appropriate level of Bloom's taxonomy and map it with the assessment. Now how to get this? Questions are framed using Bloom's taxonomy works. Already we have studied both during the class test and written assignments from the remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create levels of the taxonomy pyramid. The questions are framed in such a way that it should satisfy Bloom's taxonomy, wherein each question is mapped to appropriate course outcome of the respective course, which is evaluated based on the set attainment level by the department. Okay, so your questions frame should be very important in terms of Bloom's taxonomy verbs. Rubrics for activities such as seminars, projects, internships, lab assignment that should be developed. Okay, so although it is appropriate enough to measure the learning of the students based on the level of Bloom's taxonomy, rubrics are used to cater to different level of learners, should measure their capabilities and should be mapped with course outcomes. So this is for activities. Then attainment of program outcomes and program specific outcomes. So till now, what we have studied attainment of CO for each subject. Okay. Now attainment of PO and POC is computed by using direct and indirect assessment methods. Okay. And the direct PO and POC assessment is through course outcome attainment. Whereas indirect assessment is based on the survey feedback obtained from the stakeholders. So in this way, the direct assessment, the process for direct assessment is CO-PO matrix is developed for each course. The PO attainment for given CO attainment in a course is computed as follows. The CO attainment data is multiplied by mapping strength, that is 1, 2, or 3. Above step is repeated for all COs of the course for given PO, and the weighted COs are attainment, so obtain are added. Okay. And weighted sum is then divided by total mapping strength of that PO with all COs of the course. So step A to D are repeated for each PO mapping with the course, and step first to third is repeated for all the courses. Okay, remember this. And the average of PO attainment is individual course is final direct PO attainment in the level of 1, 2, or 3. So in this way, each CO and PO is attained through these calculations. Now, indirect assessment tools. Feedback and survey questionnaire with score level for each question is prepared for all the stakeholders. Graduate exit feedback is taken by the student. Alumni, particularly who has graduated within the 3-4 years of current academic year, feedback is on PO and PSO, and industrial feedback is taken from industry person. So overall PO and PSO attainment data thus obtained is consolidated and average value is computed. The average value obtained is the final indirect PO attainment, and the overall PO-PSO attainment is calculated using the rubrics, that is 80% for direct attainment, and 20% for indirect attainment weightage is there. Okay. So this is the tabular form, that is attainment, that is direct assessment, indirect assessment. Prepare CO-PO matrix. The matrix is prepared by the concerned subject faculty. Obtain the average PO-PSO attainment by weighted sum of course outcomes, then direct PO-PSO attainment, and in this way, indirect will be like this: exit survey, employer survey, and alumni survey. This is the attainment by PO-PSO and overall PO and PSO attainment using both the assessment methods. This is the sample PO attainment computation. This is CO-PO mapping, PO1, PO2, PO3 with respect to all the COs. Okay. Now this is the correlation we have mentioned CO-PO mapping, and this is the course outcome CO1, CO2, CO3, CO4, CO5, CO6 that is attained through the course outcome of any subject. Okay. So this is the sample calculation. So attainment of PO1, you can see this the 3 is the mapping, and 2.76 is the attainment in that particular subject CO1. So you can just make the sum of all the 3 into 2.6 for PO and 3 into 2.2. Okay, 3 into 2.8. You just see these two tables. So and divide by all the mapping levels, that is 3 plus 3, which is for all, that is 6. So for attainment of PO, 1 is 2.47. Similarly, if you take the example of attainment of PO5, attainment of PO5, if you see CO1, CO2, CO3, there is no level, that is dash. Okay, so there is no correlation between CO1, CO2, CO3 for PO5, but the correlation is at level 2 for 4, 5, 6. So in this way, you can take the CO4 attainment value 2.72 into this mapping level, that is 2. So 2 into 2.72 plus 2 into 2.16 for this CO5 and 2 into 2.2 for this CO6, and divide by the 3 levels, that is 3 mapping levels, 2 plus 2 plus 2. So that gives the attainment of 2.36. Okay, so in this way, you can calculate the PO attainment for based on the CO and the mapping level. So these 3 course outcome attainment and CO-PO mapping is required to calculate the attainment of the PO. So this is the sample tabular mapping, okay, for one of the electrical program, that is M.Tech electrical engineering. You can see there are 59 subjects, 59 courses, and based on that, they have calculated PO and PSOs. Okay, so this is the PO attainment direct and PO attainment indirect, and then with reference to that, the PO attainment you will get 2.471 on all this is based on this the attainment and weightage of both the assessments. Okay, so this is the procedure. You can see first procedure is the data collection for all the assessment tools, for all the assessment like practical exam, theory and exam, practical training internship, then continuous assessment, take the data collection, then end sem assessment, set the targets, okay? Then CO attainment calculation through semester and exams. Then for the continuous assessment, CO attainment calculation through continuous assessment. So end sem exam, 60% of weightage to end semester examination is given. In this continuous assessment, 40% weightage to continuous assessment is given. So in this way, you can attend the CO attainment direct, okay? Direct assessment you can do. And then CO attainment 80% direct, 20% indirect. And then CO attainment indirect, CO feedback, course and seminar, 1 minute paper, you can indirect way, you can measure all your COPO attainment, and then if required CO attainment is greater than or equal to target, then plan teaching strategies for next academic session. If the target is not achieved, then revise targets for next year and set course outcome target for each course. So based on this, you can do the attainment calculation process. Okay. Similarly, this is the process of PO and PSO attainment. Last slide, that last slide we have seen, that is for CO attainment. Now this is for PO attainment. So this is a direct attainment. Now direct attainment, you can take the formulation of CO, PO, PSO mapping for all courses, formulation of this CO, PO for all the courses, and then calculation of PO, PSO direct attainment, that is 80% weightage is for that. For indirect, it is calculation of PO, PSO attainment in indirect, collection of survey forms, okay? Then program exit survey, alumni survey, employer survey. So in this way, all the calculations of overall PO, PSO attainment, and if the target is attained, if it is yes, then increase the level of competency and level of attainment for next year. If not attained, then taking appropriate measures in content delivery, method assessment method, you can just revise your course committee and BOS meeting and implementation of the necessary changes for next academic year. Okay. So in this way, you can follow the process for CO, PO attainment in our outcome-based education. Now, what are the measures? What are the strategies based on this, all this attainment? Now, in that, some students are slow learners. So for that, you will have to adopt the strategy of remedial classes, specially designed assignment tasks, student study group for peer-to-peer learning, individual mentoring, and for medium learners, additional assignment tasks, encouraging for timely and effective completion of work. So in this way, conduction of quiz and orals, solving previous year university question papers, test papers, presentation on technical topics, case studies, mini strategies you will have to use for slow learners, for medium learners, and for advanced learners. You encourage to present and publish papers in journals, conference, competitions, guidance for GATE competitive examinations, encouraging to participate in professional activities. So individual guidance for career building, specially designed activities to improve the portfolio of the student. So in this way, you can at a department level define a strategy. You can increase or decrease all these steps and just improve the performance of your student. Okay. So all this from my today's session. Now the questions are welcome. Thank you very much. Now session is open for question and answer. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir, for your comprehensive and exploratory session, meticulously tracing India's trajectory with regards to OBE and its fruitful implementation, encompassing every minuscule pivotal detail, leading to a logical attainment of intended results. Thank you very much, sir. The session is now open to questions. The online participants are requested to unmute yourselves. Alternately, you can also post your messages that will be read by a facilitator. Thank you.
Very good morning, sir. It was indeed a pleasant and then very explanatory talk by yourself. It was really wonderful and made everything easy. But still, I have got a specific question. How to have a clear resolution between the course outcome and then course specific outcome? Can you just clarify with a small example, sir? Thank you very much.
See, all this definition of course outcome and the deriving of course outcome comes from the Bloom's taxonomy and the content of your syllabus of subject. Okay, and that can be brainstorming. You will have to take it to confidence. You will have to take feedback of your students, your teachers, and your board of studies committee members. So all these things come out from a very good, strong, healthy discussion, and then it can be achieved based on that. Okay.
Hello. Question
Yeah.
online, sir. Dr. Divya Bala Pathak asking question that can we have valuable PPT prepared by sir?
Yeah. Sure. I will share.
And Swapna raising a question that sir, can we get details CSO?
Course specific objective, no? That already I have explained. Okay.
And Prachi Dikshit Kumar Patel asking to please share PPT. Very informative session.
Yeah. We will. I will share with your accuracy coordinator.
Hello, sir. Could you hear me?
Yeah.
Sir, usually we prepare the question paper, end semester question paper based on this course outcome only, like CO1 to C6. But should we mention that the question number 1 is CO1, 2 is CO2 like that? Because in some universities, they are insisting on it. And in some other thing, only the question paper pattern will be prepared and no mention about CO1, CO2, something like that. Which one would you like to advertise rather?
See, all these questions ultimately we are going to map with the COs. So the best method, the preferable method, you mention CO there, CO1, CO2, which is against the question number, because ultimately all this data entry will be done by our clerical staff. So they will understand. Otherwise, you will have to involve till the data collection process. So better teacher should mention in the question paper only. That will be very easy for completion of the process.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Sumangla, COE from BMS College.
Yes.
Sir, can we include course outcome and Bloom's taxonomy in the question papers given to students so that they will also know that course outcomes and Bloom's taxonomy are included?
Yeah. They can means see ultimately all this thing we are doing for students, and students should know what the each question is correlating to which COs. So you can mention CO there. Bloom's taxonomy you don't have to mention because already that is mentioned in your CO. So CO number, CO2 you can mention like that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, one question from online, sir.
Yeah.
Divya Bala Pathak asking, can we use course outcome given in the syllabus designed by university or should we prepare it personally?
Now that depend upon the affiliation of your institute. If it is affiliated or if it is empowered autonomous or if it is a university. So based on that, what authority, what freedom you are given by the university, so you can do that. Okay, that depend upon regulatory bodies that correlation with your institute. If it is an autonomous empowered institute, so you can design by your faculty, you can design in your board of studies, you can modify that. But if it is an affiliated institute, then your examination and all the things will be conducted by that university. So you will have to stick to that only. Okay, but what you can do, you can do a brainstorming session on the COs designed by the university and write email to the concerned examination department for improvement. Okay, that you can do.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please.
This is Dr. Kamala from National College, Baswangudi, our sister institution.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. Sir, even though the outcome-based education is really good and it is showing well, but practicing outcome-based education is very complicated. Okay.
That is
It's
because
highly complicated. Most of the teachers, of course, you may say with practice, with so after so many years, it becomes routine and all those things is fine. But across the country or across the colleges, practicing outcome-based education is a very difficult issue. As a teacher, I could feel as a teacher, as an administrator, and other thing. So, if can be informed to UGC in your meetings, if it can be used as a template in few colleges, and on the basis of the success, once that is set in as a routine in the regular institutions, 4 or 5 institutions, then we can emulate it to rest of the colleges. See, when it comes to IIT and topmost colleges, it is not going to become difficult, because most of the teachers are tech savvy, well versed, everything is in tune. But when it comes to middle level institutions and other institutions, practicing this Bloom's taxonomy and finally calculating outcome is very difficult.
Yeah,
So,
I agreed. I completely agree with you. For the rural and for the outskirt remote colleges, it is means quite difficult to understand and to just develop or calculate COP attainment. So for that, UGC and all these regulatory bodies always come up with the FDPs, faculty development program. So you should encourage your faculty to attend such programs at district level, at national level, at state level. You should encourage your faculties to attend. It means you should make compulsory. In the summer vacation, each faculty should complete at least one course on outcome-based education, how to calculate COP attainment, how to develop COs from the this program outcomes, how to use Bloom's taxonomy. So as an administrator, I would like to suggest you to make it mandatory for each subject teacher to complete a certification course either through Coursera, either through MOOCs, or either through FDP. That is mandatory now, because they have to upgrade their skills. Ultimately, now we are heading towards NEP and all these things, so we can't give excuses, and we have to be as par with the regulatory bodies, because they are thinking as a what I would say. They are, as a parent, they are thinking in terms of all the students, and as a nation, we can say we should contribute in their aim and goal.
okay, thank you, sir.
One question from online, sir. Dr. Mohan SH asking, how can we improve slow learners' performance? What are the best strategies?
So already, as I mentioned, you have to identify first slow learners through your interaction, through your class test, when they are coming, when within a first week or within a 15 days of your course curriculum. And based on that assessment, you just conduct extra lectures for them. You just conduct a prerequisite requirement for them, because ultimately teacher has to lead that class, okay, for the good achievement of the performance of the student. So in that way, they can think of innovative way to how to make the content of your subject to make understandable to that slow learners. Make them give them motivation, give them assignments, give them quizzes, give them some projects, okay, and just motivate them, involve them in your subject content. That is one of the options.
Another question from Swapna J. Sir, is matrix mandatory for CO and PO?
Yeah, COPO mapping is it shows the means mapping for course outcome and program outcome with reference to Bloom's taxonomy, and that in that way only we can measure. Now, once you give the COPO mapping, you define the level 1, 2, 3, and that level is defined by yourself only. And the attainment is what achieved from the student performance in exams. So the correlation we can form with the help of this matrix only, COPO mapping.
Good morning, sir. I'm Dr. Shobha from National College, Jayanagar. In continuation with my friend, Dr. Kamala, Principal, National College, Basanagudi, I was about to ask the same question. And this mapping, attainment, everything is perfect in view of the quality of education, 100%. And implementing that along with teaching is challenging. And in most of the colleges, if I am not wrong, many colleges, if you just look at the attainment, it will be less than 50%. If the same is continued and it is still decayed in the coming year, then what is your suggestion? Do we have to restructure our program or look at our focus more at the students, or the faculty has to be improved? The three options. What is your opinion, sir?
See, all these things that course outcomes of your subject is defined by yourself. Okay, the teacher has to define the course outcome for each subject, each course. Now you can just think of why students are facing difficulties in questions, what is the issues. So ultimately you will have to address all the issues in terms of student learning levels. You can conduct the extra classes, you can identify the slow learners, medium learners, and advanced learners, and based on that try to see just you can provide the question bank to the students, give them the relation between CO, what is course outcome, how it can be achieved, and your teaching methodology should be adjusted to all the COs. Okay, so and your question paper should be designed like that, and ultimately yes, the teaching what exactly means all this is the additional work for teacher also to calculate this COPO attainment. So in that way, examination department can help you well. Nowadays, the ready-made Excel sheet are available, various softwares are available. So your exam department can means directly then digital evaluation is there. So you can use the technology which is available in across country, and there automatically all this COPO attainment is declared along with the result. You don't have to, Mr. Teacher don't have to do the calculations. Okay.
One question from online, sir.
Yeah.
Sumadita Praveen asking, sir, is it right to assess all students based on multiple choice questions?
Multiple choice questions, how you can define, see, ultimately try to understand the basics. Your question should be mapped with all the COs. Okay. So your question paper, whole question paper should have covered all the COs. Now your each subject is having 5 to 6 COs. Now that assessment, that question design, that question paper design is completely based on you. Now you can divide that 20 questions of multiple choice into and map with reference to CO. So that is up to you. You can design and you can just see how you can assess with reference to CO. Means designing this multiple choice questions like question number 1, question number 2. You also give the reference of the CO, that is CO1, CO2 along with that questions, and in that way you can generate an Excel sheet and you can calculate the COPO mapping. There is no issue. We can do that.
Morning, sir.
Yeah.
My question is, what indicators are used to evaluate the success of OBE implementations?
Ultimately, this is program attainment, and this is a continuous improvement process. It's not like it's not like your program attained or your program attainment level is what you have decided is attained. It is not like that, because it depends. The input is student, and the student quality, the student input is different for each year. Okay, so it is a batch wise. You will have to see how you are going to attain your program outcomes, and it is a continuous process. and on day-to-day basis, you can think of improving it, and as a teaching of your subject, it is just like one of the activity. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, once again, Shobha here.
Yeah.
Continuation of that, what attaining what we expect after evaluating and other things. If the attainment is not up to the mark, can the question paper be rethink and redesigned?
No. But that rethinking and redone in the end semester examination is not possible, na? Because already that has been the time has been passed. So what we can do, you can just assess all your gaps based on that result of your batch, and for the next year you can implement that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Next year, see, the freedom has given to you, your board of studies, everything.
What happens, sir? Normally, what happens in order to maintain the quality? Normally, the question paper should be standard like that. We want to follow, but for the coming graduate, undergraduate students, I feel they are finding it difficult. If we just twist the question, they may not be understanding what it means. Instead of they have to think of. So we need to give direct question to them.
No, not a direct question. You just give a question bank. Okay, that will be best. And also in your classroom teaching, you just change your classroom teaching. You design your classroom teaching to course outcomes, or you can just at the start of the lecture you can just inform them. Now we are going to learn CO1 from this coming week lectures. Now, what is the necessity of this course outcome one? Remembering, understanding. So you can just give them creative thinking. You just for this topic, you just explore yourself. What is your thoughts? How you can improve upon? How you can study? So more interaction with students is required. Okay, because this is a student-centric approach. The OBE is a student-centric approach. You will have to in the center. You will have to take the student, not you. You work as a facilitator only. You just see how he can best understand that the requirement of all outcomes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much.
It's a traditional premise to thank everyone who's contributed to the successful completion of the program. I now request Professor Radhika Ma'am, Head Department of Chemistry, to propose a vote of thanks, please.
Good morning. Gratitude is not only the greatest virtue of virtues, but parent of all others. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose vote of thanks on the 5th day of FDP. First and foremost, I thank our special guest, Dr. Praveen Patil, Director of Accreditation and Compliances, SVKMS, NMIMS, Mumbai IIT Roorkee, who, despite his busy schedule, has found the time to grace this occasion and gave a very informative talk on outcome-based education. Thank you, sir. I thank our well-wisher, Dr. B. Suresha, Principal, the National College, Jayanagar, for his support, vision, and commitment. I also extend heartfelt thanks for our Vice Principal, Professor Chelvappa, sir, for his support for this program. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Chinta Vijayalakshmi, IQAC Coordinator, NCJ, who have taken initiative for organizing this FDP program. Thank you, Madam. I owe special thanks to Dr. Shobha Devi, Ma'am, who gave guidelines for this program, and also extend my thanks to Srinivas, sir, for his support and guidelines for the FDP.
I'm also thankful to our technical team who are making this event a grand success. I also extend my sincere thanks to online and offline participants making this program very successful. Thank you one and all.
Before we concluding this meeting, please switch on your camera for a group photo. We are taking screenshot of your group photo, please. Thank you.
Very much for the wonderful session, sir. The wonderful session, sir. This is a small announcement for all the participants. Tomorrow we are going to have Dr. Madhukar Vavre, who is going to speak on academic bank of credits, and that session will be followed by valedictory. Those who are in Bangalore, you can all join us for the offline session so that certificates will be distributed for all the participants. Thank you. Have a great day.